Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dies Cast. I am S.A.N, and with me I have.
Fishman.
Well, last we left off, Aquans and Jonas continued their efforts to try and liberate the city of Vern's Run from the clutches of the Court of the Seven. Last time it went relatively poorly for them.
Yeah.
While they themselves still remain undetected, the majority of their attempts last time were thwarted. A water elemental is owned by Aquans, which was hoped to serve as a distraction while they freed some individuals who were being set up for a public execution, was destroyed in a single round.
Lasted 6 seconds.
Yeah. And after an unexpected turn of events in which their lich friend teleported in with a impressively modified necklace of fireballs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was stymied in his efforts to aid them by the revelation by the leader of the Wild Magic Court, who his name was now revealed to be Fortuna, that she held an artifact which seemed to hold the soul of his sister.
Yep.
This artifact proved to be an illusion. However,
Yeah.
it was enough to cause him to hesitate, and he too was destroyed in quite quick succession, again by the assembled forces, proving again to our heroes that there is definite strength in numbers. Following these failures, they decided to resume their search for the vampire that was in Vern's Run, and while they did not find it, did manage to find some of its lairs and coffins and one of its spawn and destroy them.
Yeah. It wasn't a total loss last session.
No, and they uh, then regrouped outside the walls of the city to take a short break, which is where we left off last time.
Yes.
So we're we're outside the southern end of Vern's Run, for what I recall.
Uh, were we in the water?
No, we're not in the water.
Oh, okay.
No, we're over on this side, I believe.
Yes, we came through. We were over here somewhere.
We originally were up by the
Yeah, we came out.
yeah, went
Uh,
to the underground area where we originally tracked the grave robbers to last time we were on Vern's Run. Burnt
yeah.
down a whole bunch of coffins, then came back out, and
Yep.
we went to the southern end outside the city, and that's where we left off.
Correct.
So we just finished our short rest. So we've gotten what hit points we can get back with our new recovery system, and we've used arcane recovery.
I'm still down 20 hit points.
Yes, unfortunately, you can't do much else unless you want to drink a potion.
I'm sure it's going to come to that because, well, we have things to do.
Yes, we still have a vampire to hunt down, and we also have news of, well, a ship full of reinforcements, which will be coming in about a day and a half now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which we cannot allow to get here.
No, otherwise we're basically back where we started, except probably worse.
Yeah.
Except now we no longer have the element of surprise.
Yeah, we had an easy first day because they weren't expecting anything.
So we are currently still disguised as our farmer disguise, which is the last one we used, I believe.
Yeah. Are we?
I believe so, yes.
Hmm. Then I should probably have marked off a first level spell slot.
You may have gotten it back through arcane recovery.
Oh, that's right, too. We did have that. Okay, never mind. I have it currently that I'm down one third level spell, which I assume was invisibility at some
Yeah, we
point.
cast a few 2% invisibility spells last time.
Yep. All right, so we're farmer Browns.
Yeah, we're just finished having a late lunch and our
Yep.
short rest. We can still see the smoke from the last set of coffins we burned.
Yeah, and this fire, which was the Court of the Sevens attempt to get rid of Revenant hosts or possible bodies for a revenant to occupy.
and the
It should be
whippoorwill.
burning down by now.
Yes.
But
So
yeah.
at the moment, there's a fair bit of calm. We're into the afternoon at this point, probably approaching 3. So,
Yep. All right.
what do you want to do?
Everything.
Well, that doesn't help.
No. We need to possibly. This is the problem. We have a time crunch here. The most important thing is we need to prevent that ship from getting here. If that boat shows up with all those reinforcements, we are screwed.
Yes, because we've had quite a few objective lessons in the strength of numbers lately.
Yeah, yeah, they have more than enough forces as is to take us out in 6 seconds, apparently. So we don't want them to have more.
No.
Yeah, we need to. That's my primary objective. We need to get rid of that. That has to not make it here.
However, it's still more than a full day away.
Yeah, we're not going to head upstream uh, and meet it like you know way on the side of town. We only need to hit it before it gets here, so
Yeah.
we have time. What we do also have time for possibly is making a quick look for the strigoi, the
We can. Yep, we can
shadow
still look
court
for it.
mage. Yep. We have a couple hours, 3 hours before it gets dark, before it starts becoming ambulatory again.
Yes.
So to that end, as farmers, we could probably come ashore here or loop around this end,
Yeah.
get onto a road, avoid downtown, head to the north end of town,
Mhm.
and there's a couple things we can do.
Which there is still probably a building that's just being put up that was on fire.
Yeah, we could use locate object for a coffin.
Yeah, I could try locating one of the remaining coffins. I do not have locate creature prepared at the moment.
That would make this so simple.
Yeah, and to search for a vampire.
Not a whole lot of vampires in town.
No.
No, but we don't have that. So we could do that.
Mhm.
I could make us invisible during that so we can walk around relatively unobserved. Also,
Yes.
be really helpful when it comes time to take on the Shadow Court Mage
Yeah.
to not be seen, at least help us sneaking in. The other thing to do is you have Alice.
Yep.
She's proficient in or has advantage in searching for smells.
Yes.
If this vampire is fed relatively recently, she might be able to detect the blood
Might be able to.
or just the smell of a rotting body. Well, they don't rot really,
Yeah.
but they do give off some sort of smell. I assume that's not healthy.
Hmm.
And then I have my crow fly overhead. Not used to that still.
No.
Raven. I want my all back. Fly overhead and look for footprints. Because if this revenant, if this vampire has gone to some sort of burnt out building or derelict building, a lot of the burnt out buildings have a lot of ash and soot around them.
Mhm.
They're going to have some form of protector to keep an eye on the coffin during the day and to spy and that sort of stuff. So some Renfield or something like that. That coming and going, plus it's coming and going at night, could leave footprints. And between all those three things, we might have a chance.
That is possible. And invisibility will help because otherwise I'm going around town with an active spell going, which will probably draw attention because farmers normally do not use magic.
No, they use divination magic. I've seen it on corner gas.
Yes, well, that is not here.
All right. So yes, we can. I suspect the reason why I'm saying north end of town is it is the least likely place to have a coffin.
Also, we found one there.
Yes. Is
Oh,
leaks likely for a place to have a coffin that isn't in the process of having someone buried in it and put in the graveyard? Well, that's all been cleaned out. I would suspect that somewhere in this market area, anywhere between along this area, there would be someone who builds and supplies them.
yes, there would
So
be some sort of undertaker.
yeah, starting there would be bad because of, well, we just go to the nearest one.
Yes.
So short of burning his establishment down and getting rid of all the other coffins, I think starting at the north end of town would be best.
Yes, that does sound like a bit of an extreme option.
Yeah. Well, place is under siege.
Yeah, we're here to save you. We're gonna burn down your shop though.
What was that Magic the Gathering card comment? Sorry, burn down your building. Sorry to burn down your village. Have some gold.
I guess.
That was a while ago. All right, let's head to the north end of town as farmers.
All right. So your plan is you want to go avoid the south gate.
Yeah,
And
want to avoid this gate. Definitely want to avoid that gate. Just sort of come through here. We can get in the water. We can breathe underwater, so that's not a problem.
yes.
And then, if you really want to avoid detection, we can just swim all the way to the north end and come here, or we can get a shore here and then walk through the road.
Well, which is it going to be?
I'm gonna have my crow fly or my raven fly around just see if there's any troop activity uh, anywhere near the docks
All right. Roll a perception check for it.
with no advantage.
No.
Oh, that's a good number though. 18.
All right. 18. Well, so your raven is able to notice the following things.
Yep,
First, the building over here in the northern end that we found the previous coffin in that was on fire before, that's been put out.
this one.
Yes.
Like,
In the flames, the smoke is dying down in the other northern area we found where the trapdoor was. We found all those other coffins.
yep,
So presumably the farmers that we saw heading there with water was able to get that under control.
yep.
There are patrols that are starting to head out, but for the most part, they seem to be much more relaxed than they were before. The whippoorwill has indeed burned itself out. There's still traces of smoke, though.
Yep.
And they basically all the people were released, and the remains of the lich have probably been swept up at this point and taken inside, you assume.
Yeah.
And they're going to find one fewer thing on that than they expect, probably, because it's in my bag of holding.
Yes. That nat 20 was very useful.
Yes. Right. So that's what your raven sees at the moment.
So no patrols along this road.
There was a group that was heading over there to put out the building that was on
Yeah.
fire. However, at the time being, it seems to have been doused, and they seem to have gone back. They're probably heading back down the main road at this point.
Yeah, so they're probably gonna head down this road here.
Yeah.
All right. Any normal activity, people coming and going.
At the moment, considering there was just basically a public execution that was being set up, of which a dozen people were almost going to be killed, and one did die.
Yeah.
No, everyone seems to have gone back into their house at this point, unless there's a few people going about who probably have urgent business they have to get to, but that's about it.
So two farmers strolling down the road might be a little conspicuous.
Possibly.
Let's take the river. Let's not take any chances.
All right.
It'll take longer because I don't go very fast underwater.
Yeah.
But better that than having to answer to a patrol and having to blow somebody up and letting them know things aren't all well.
All right. So we skirt around the southern gate, head towards the river,
Yep.
get in
And
the water, and we start swimming towards where do you want to you want to go to the very yeah, all right, you want to go to the very end. That is
well,
going to take a while.
it's going to take a while.
Right. All right. As we are nearing the end of our swim through the river,
Yep.
you and I both look like ourselves again.
Yeah, it's gonna take the better part of an hour.
Yeah. So, needless to say, our disguise self spells, which made us look like farmers, have expired by this point.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to, as we get close to the shore, like when we're just right here, just underneath the water,
Yeah.
I'm going to have my raven reappear and check this general vicinity right here to see if there are any patrols of any way, shape, or form just wandering around in this area.
Right. Roll a fresh perception check.
14.
14. No obvious patrols in the area. However, there are still the same two guards, which seem to be always positioned at each of the gates.
Okay. Are they being relatively observant, or are they just leaning against the gate watching towards the north road?
They are very much on alert and they seem to be looking around because there was a building that was on fire in this area. Just basically a little almost 2 hours ago at this point.
All right.
They
Then
seem to, they're still a little on edge. So they're still looking around. They're keeping watch mostly on the outside, but they do look around at a point. So there is a chance one of them might spot us.
okay, so I'm gonna do that is back up a bit so they got all these buildings between us and them,
Yep.
and come ashore, find a quiet corner here, and you need to do you ritual cast that spell?
Locate object?
Yeah.
No.
You have it prepared?
Yes, I have it prepared.
Oh, then we don't need to do that. Don't worry about it. You cast that spell.
Yep.
We'll stay in the water, hidden.
Mhm.
And then uh, I will cast a third level invisibility on us. Oh, actually, hold on a sec. No, it's concentration. Never mind.
But
Well, there are other things, but you only can concentrate on one spell at a time, so that's fine.
one ritual spell I can cast is the telepathic bond spell we tried before when we were looking for this vampire.
Is that a concentration spell?
No, it's not. It just lasts an hour.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking about. So yeah, do that.
Okay. So I take out my arcane grimoire underwater. Good thing it's waterproof.
Yeah.
And 10 minutes later, I once again have psychically connect the two of us that we can communicate telepathically.
All right. So that makes our stealth checks easier.
Yes, and I also take out the forked twig from my component pouch, and I'll
Fur wrapped around it.
with a bit of fur tied to it. Yep, and I will spin it around, but just like it's spinning in the water because that's the fluid energy I conjure for that is the same as like water we're in at the moment for all intents and purposes. So there's a slight glow, and I have the spell going.
And then I cast invisibility on both of us.
Yeah.
And ashore we go.
And ashore we go. So we're both invisible, and each of
Yep.
us is concentrating on a spell at the moment.
All right. Before I even get out of the water,
Yeah.
do you notice anything?
All right. I know I do the visual for the twig spinning in there, which we follow, but technically I don't have to visually watch the spell for the spell. I just know the direction that any
Yes.
of these this coffin, nearest coffin, would be in.
Well, technically, seeing how you could use a wand and do the exact same thing, yeah, I understand.
Yes, or my arcane grimoire.
Yeah, any
Yes.
focus.
So I know the direction to the nearest coffin at the moment.
And do you know the direction to the nearest coffin?
I do.
And what direction is that?
It is in towards town, and it's in a building we've been to once before.
This one?
No.
All right, I'm gonna go down this road. Tell me when to stop.
All right, you can stop.
Yep.
This derelict building,
Oh,
which is
the
one we've been in once
farm.
before.
Yes, where we had another part of the seven operative using it as a base.
Yes.
And apparently, at some point in the distance past, someone had set up a soundproof room and was doing some unpleasant things.
Yes, that area. My
So,
spell is indicating in that direction.
all right. So far, so good.
Yes.
Head that way.
Now we are also aware that last time I did my contact other plane spell, the strigoi has more than one spawn at this point. It's slain
Yes,
at least two.
we got rid of one,
Yes.
so there's still one possibly left. And this
Yeah.
could be just it.
This could be it. Or we could be getting lucky here.
Yeah. So either way, we should get rid of that thing.
Yes. So we want to head towards that building.
Well, we know where it is. We know how to get into it. So yeah, we'll head here.
I would like us to roll stealth checks with advantage because we are going to be moving still in the visual range of some guards.
Dripping water.
Yes.
I had to say dripping water, didn't I? I got +4 now. 12.
I have a natural 20.
Oh, two natural successes and one slightly above passive, maybe.
All right. I'm going to roll because they are possibly looking around, but I'm going to give them disadvantage on the check. Yep, they do not notice us,
Yeah, not too surprising.
despite the fact that we basically are walking down the central road that they should be watching.
And sloshing.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So
Head
make it to the building.
Before we go in, I would like to check gonna check for sooty footprints, possible traffic, basically a survival check, seeing if anybody's been coming or going.
All right. Then that would indeed be survival.
I am going to throw these 2 die away and get some other ones. I have survival.
Yes.
That wisdom.
Yes. It is.
Wow, that's bad. 12.
Another 12. Okay.
Those 2 die can go away. I get these 2 die.
There's not a lot of obvious foot traffic through here for that roll.
Yeah. All right. We know the way in.
We
Quietly we go.
All right, so we enter the building, which is basically the above ground area is just a burnt out wreck for all intents and purposes, which, to be fair, was like this before the court arrived. So this is one of the
Yes.
original buildings.
I do have a graphic for this.
Yes. All right. So we are above ground
Ignore this circle in that thingy because
because you left that there last time.
yeah, I didn't want to redo the graphic just for this. So, all right. So what we remember of this is a very rickety stairs, and if I remember correctly, there was a tripwire at the time. And
One of us
this,
may have tripped it though.
yeah, and this one here was filled with broken bottles that were basically like caltraps.
Yeah.
So we need to be careful, and it's also
Yes.
dark.
So this is what we remember it looking like.
Yes.
We're still above ground at the moment. So we know where the trap door is.
Yep. You know where the trap door is.
And my spell is indeed indicating below us.
All right.
So we suspect it's in here somewhere.
Okay. Assuming this thing's intelligent, it's going to probably set up some form of alarm, mundane or magical, that might let it know that things are coming. So
Yes.
I would like to search for traps and that sort of whatnot. I will use my glasses of minute seeing and investigate this trap door.
All right, investigate the trapdoor.
Hopefully I'm getting rid of all the bad rolls now. With advantage. 12. What is with 12s?
3 12s in a row.
Yeah, and that's adding a whole pile. I'm throwing those 2 die away too. We're not gonna die here.
You do not see any obvious traps with that. You do know that the trapdoor is locked.
All right, I will attempt to pick the lock.
Yes.
Probably unsuccessfully. I'm not proficient, so that'd be an 8.
All right. No, the lock doesn't open.
Do you have a scroll? Oh, you can't use the scroll. Not become visible.
I will become visible if I use it. I will check if I have one.
We're being stymied by a lock.
Yep, I do indeed have a scroll of knock.
You would be visible.
Yes, we
The
do
thing
have a
is,
potion of invisibility still.
yes, we do. But the other thing I'm thinking of is we can't go down here. We're gonna be blind as bats. We need to be able to see.
Yes.
Invisibility got us here, but I don't think it's gonna do much good for us. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop concentrating on invisibility.
All right, we are both visible.
Yep,
Fortunately, this building has enough standing walls that there's a bit of cover for us at the
yep,
moment, and we're in a relatively unbusy part of town.
yep. Well, this part of town has been destroyed.
Yes.
I am going to do something a little bit I haven't done in a while. I'm going to concentrate on the lock,
Yes.
and I'm going to change it from, I assume, iron to wood, and then going to try prying it open uh, without making too much noise.
All right. So you concentrate on the lock and transmute it to wood.
Yep, takes 10 minutes.
Yep. By which time my locate object spell will run its course.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
We're going to be in here more than 10 minutes regardless anyway.
Yes. So it's in the underground area as far as we know.
Okay, and then with your help, we'll pry in. Well, I mean, this is a rather derelict sort of building anyway, so we should be able to find a spot to pry in one of our stabs,
Mhm.
and we'll see if we can pry this open.
All right. So with my assistance, this will be a dexterity check to try and basically break the lock.
All right. Well, these are apparently the good die. That's a nat 20.
All right. So quickly and silently and with ease, we break the lock and we're able to flip open the trapdoor.
Yep.
There is no obvious alarm being triggered by that.
Okay. Could be a silent alarm.
It could be. If it's a magical alarm, it could be mentally alerting them.
Yep. Is there any light source down there besides what's coming in through this trap door?
There is a faint flickering of what we think is firelight.
Okay, so we're going to be proceeding basically as dim light, correct?
Very dim light, yes.
Can you send Alice down there to have a sneak around?
I can. Right,
Just
so
to
I'll
see if
summon
she...
my familiar.
Yeah.
She'll go down the rotten stairs by the looks of it.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to roll stealth for her first.
Yep.
All right, which, if I remember correctly, all right, so that's a 17 on stealth.
That's pretty good.
Yep. So quickly, quietly, and cat-like, Alice goes down the stairs.
Yep.
Is there anything else you want her to do?
I want her to go in here and approach wherever this light source is.
In which case, I'm going to be perceiving through her senses, so you're going to have to be keeping an eye out up here then.
Yep, I got my hand on your shoulder, and I want her to go roughly about here, because that should give her, well, pretty much a view of everything.
All right. So Alice goes down this way, and okay, that is a low roll. All right. Alice is going along, and one thing I notice is once we enter the second room there,
Yep,
which is where all of the glass bottles were before,
yep.
that's been cleared away by someone.
Oh,
So
okay.
the floor is clean. Unfortunately, what they've set up instead is, for all intents and purposes, is a series of tripwires.
Oh, did she trip one?
And Alice's tail brushes against one as she goes by. And, well, have you ever seen those sorts of tripwires that are low and they have basically like little bells on them to jingle when they get brushed?
Yep,
Well, that's what she
that's what
brushed
she's done.
against.
Yep.
And we can hear it, and you can hear it from up from where you are faintly, and I can hear it quite clearly from down there. It echoes a bit.
And in your mind, you hear, "Oh crap!" All right. Well, there goes any kind of surprise.
All right. So, and I say, a chair basically being moved back
Okay,
and
just a
someone
kitty
standing
cat.
up.
Just a kitty cat.
Yeah.
Have her pop out of existence for the moment.
I'll unsummon her.
Yep.
Nothing seems to prevent me from doing that.
Okay. So
So,
someone's possibly alerted,
yeah.
but could just think it's a rat. And what I'm going to do is quietly replace the trapdoor.
All right. Roll a dexterity check for that.
This is a waste. This is even worse than rolling badly. Second natural 20.
All right. With absolute ease, and you basically replace it. You reset the trapdoor.
Yeah.
All right. And then what?
Just wait a minute.
All right. Are we going to be trying to listen?
Oh yeah.
All right. Each of us roll a perception check for hearing. Or we're going to do separate ones for this.
Okay. I'm not proficient in perception, but I got a 12.
All right. Another 12. And I rolled my second 2 in a row, so that brings me up to 9.
Okay.
All right. No more rolls we made here. All right. Neither of us really hears anything from below.
Okay. It's not going to take them long to have a quick look around, see that nothing has changed.
Yeah.
All right. Open the trapdoor again.
All right. One more roll to do this discreetly, please.
I roll a natural 20, that's going to be upset with myself. Oh, I can be upset for different reasons. 6 total.
6. All right. As you're bringing it back around, opening it again, the hinges creak a little bit. The hinges give a bit of a squeak because they haven't been oiled in a while, and unfortunately, it surprised you a little bit, and you just drop it at the last moment, and it thuds on the ground a little bit. And you hear a sound from below, and it sounded a little bit like a person kind of letting out a bit of a sound at the noise.
All right, hold on a sec here. What do I have prepared that might do something about this? I get annoyed with myself that I no longer prepare illusion spells. All right, if I remember correctly,
Yes.
minor illusion lasts a minute.
Yes. And it can be visual or audio.
Okay, I'm gonna listen
Mhm.
to see if I hear footsteps of someone approaching.
You do.
I'm gonna cast
They
minor
are not
illusion.
approaching like in a hurried run, and based on the number of tripwires I saw then, they're probably trying to avoid some of them themselves.
I'm
And
going
they
to
trip
cast.
one. You hear the bells again.
At that point, I'm going to cast minor illusion of
Yes.
the trap door in place.
All right. So that's what the illusion is.
Yes.
All right, and that lasts a minute.
A minute. We can see through the illusion because we know it's an illusion.
Yes.
So,
Yes, we see the transparent image of the illusion.
yes. So, does anybody approach the ladder, the stairs, or whatever?
All right. It's a little tense because it takes about 30 seconds before we see anyone, so your spell's half gone at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, through your illusion cantrip, we see someone
Yep.
approaching. We also see the flickering of firelight. Someone is approaching. In one hand, they have a lantern, which
Yep.
is presumably the source of light that we saw.
Yep.
And the other hand has holding one-handed, which they won't be able to aim very well with, is a heavy crossbow, but they can hold it that way.
Heavy crossbow.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
loaded.
What does this guy strike me as?
Has a bit of a cloak, has with a hood up,
Yep.
has some armor on. You think it's probably studded leather,
Yep.
and has what looks to be a mace at his belt.
Okay. In your head, you hear, I think what I might be able to do here, this is a prime opportunity to use that potion of sleep that I put together a long time ago.
All
And
right.
we might be able to take this guy out with ease.
Yep, that's all going to depend on how far you can throw
I'm
the
just
potion.
turning it down.
Yeah.
So,
All right. He's currently looking at the trapdoor, so I'm going to see if he can disbelieve your illusion. No. He's confused and he's looking up at it and he's holding the lantern up to try and get a better look. The crossbow is really big. He can't really aim with them. It's kind of just down to the side. It's loaded though. So,
okay. I chuck in the potion of sleep.
all right. Roll your dexterity check to throw this.
Come on, give me a reasonable number. Oh, 16. Not a problem.
All right. So you throw it. It goes through the trapdoor, which he sees, lands at his feet, smashes, and it releases and it vaporizes instantly into a cloud.
Yep.
So, because you threw it and didn't have someone imbibe it, this works exactly as a first level sleep spell. So
Yep.
you roll 5d8s.
All right. Hopefully, this bugger doesn't have too many hit points.
Yeah.
That's not bad. 25 points of sleep.
All right. So the sleep cloud vapor raises up around him, and he staggers, and he looks like he's yawning, and but he's able to keep his feet.
No! Oh, the spell or potion let me down. He has more than 25 hit points. I see you here in your head.
Yes. Metagaming there aside,
Yeah.
the potion did not work.
Yes. Well, you can see that it didn't work.
Yeah, I can see that didn't work. All right, one more second. I'm gonna give him advantage this one because he saw it come through.
All right.
Pair of sixes. Well, that's not your spell save DC.
No.
So he's very confused.
All right. It's time to roll for some initiatives.
Oh, we're rolling for initiative. All right then.
Well, we have to because just for sequencing. Um, I have a 14.
All right. And you currently have how many points?
Oh, I'm down a bunch. 87.
You're down a bunch.
I feel
More
particularly.
hit points than I have currently at full. All right, and he has a 3.
What do you
Things are
have?
not going well for him so far.
What do you have?
An 8.
All right. We have been followed and spied on a fair amount in the last little while. Do I recognize this guy as one of those individuals?
Roll intelligence check.
21.
You are certain he is not one of them. So presumably, if this is the, well, we assume he's working with the vampire because he's in this particular area, which has a lot of traps set up and definitely has a coffin in it.
Yes.
So we assume he's one of his agents, but he's no one we've seen before.
Okay. I stay in your head. Got a couple of options here.
Yep.
I could turn him into a box turtle and basically take him out of combat.
Yes.
Or we could hit him with some spells. Unfortunately, hitting him with spells means...
Probably going to cause noise.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate...
Polymorph has the option of his being somewhat discreet. Right. I will also say, just to add to this here, you have 2 rounds left on your cantrip before it goes out.
Yeah. Alright. Easiest thing to do.
So you're going with polymorph?
Polymorph him into a box turtle.
Alright, so he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Does he have a negative at least on his wisdom?
He's got a 0.
No.
He rolls a 19!
Oh, come on!
Like, seriously, I was like, any degree of intelligence or wisdom he's going to have issues with. And he rolled so badly to see through the illusions, but when it counts, he rolls a 19! So, you cast the spell and you send out the strands of transmutive magic which wrap around him and attempt to transform him into a box turtle, and much to your surprise, and mine, and possibly even his, he manages to resist your spell.
And at the same time... Oh, that's not concentration. Sorry, the illusion's still there for a round.
Still there for 2 rounds. Yes,
Yeah.
for this round and until the end of the next round. However, he knows that a spell was that something would happen to him there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he felt that. Now,
Yes!
I'm going to give him...
Double spells gone.
Yep. And I'm going to let him roll another...
Well, no, you're up first.
Yeah, I'm up first. So do you have anything else you want to do?
I am kicking myself in the butt.
Alright, so my turn now.
Yep.
Alright, well, I do not have sleep prepared. I have done it before. I also do not have web prepared, which are basically my main ways of restraining someone, except for frost breath.
Yep.
Well, having seen 3 of our attempts to get down here discreetly fail,
We're not doing very good.
I think it's just, I'm going to give this a try.
Is he being held in place by ice?
Well, I lean down a bit closer towards the illusion of the trapdoor, and I exhale a frost breath in his direction, which is going to basically fill, well, first of all, the entire opening of the trapdoor and most of the room.
Yeah.
But immediately inside there. So yeah, it's basically almost to reach the wall. He needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Well, he rolled a 19 once already.
He rolls a natural 1.
Oh, this could be the end of him.
Yeah, all right. So, 3d10 cold.
Hey, I just wanted to turn you into a box turtle.
Yeah, well, that didn't work. So now we're at this. All right. So I roll average. So that's a total of 16, which doubles to 32.
Which 25 almost staggered him, so I assume he's no longer with us.
So once so I exhale the frost breath.
Yep.
everything is covered and our vision is basically covered in blue-white frost as I exhale.
Yep.
When it clears, the stairs are covered in ice, the ground is covered in ice, and he is frozen solid.
Yeah.
Probably still confused about what was going on.
His last thought was like, "What?"
His last thought is, "What is that coming towards me?" Now he's frozen.
All right.
All right.
And assume on his turn nothing happens.
Nothing happens on his turn. He remains perfectly still.
Okay. All right. Stop concentrating on silent image.
Silent image is not concentration.
No.
No, you're
Oh.
using minor illusion.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So, 6 seconds after I finish my frost breath, the illusion fades.
Okay. And for the next minute, the stairs are slippery.
Yes, they are. All right. I say, I don't. In your head, I hear, or you hear, I do not hear anything from outside nor inside for the moment.
Okay. For the moment, you're
Huh?
the only one who can go down these stairs without slipping, sliding, and falling down and making a big pile of noise.
Yes. Oh, the lantern has been extinguished.
And we're going to need to cast a light spell.
Yep. The lantern's still there. It's in his frozen hand. We might be able to. We could try lighting it, or you have your own lantern.
I'll use my own lantern instead of the lantern of the corpse.
Yes.
Do you want to go lantern? Do you want to go light? Lantern, less light, light cantrip, blazing light.
Up to you. Either is fine.
Just cast light spell.
All right. So we cast light
Yeah.
cantrips on the end of our staves.
And you have to go down ahead of me.
All right. So I will go down first. Are we waiting for the minute, or are we just going down now?
Well, you need to get down. We'd like you to go down
Mhm.
and at least occupy this area here
Yeah,
to
I
let me
didn't.
know if
Alice
anything.
encountered no issues until she entered the next room.
Yeah.
So we know that
So
first room is clear.
just want to make sure nothing's coming.
All right. So I'm going to go down there. I
Yeah.
have no issues doing so.
Yeah. Is there anybody there?
Well, there's the frozen corpse.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Is there anyone approaching?
I'm going to roll a perception check.
All right.
All right. No, I send to you that I don't hear or see or hear anything. I'm also going to roll a stealth check just to
Okay.
see how discreetly I can move. All right. That's pretty good. So I'm currently at the mouth of the basically where the entry to the next room is at the moment.
I think waiting a minute would be prudent.
All right, so we can wait a minute. The ice will melt, in which case it becomes water. At which
Yeah.
point the body, which also thaws, which was being the ice was the only thing holding it up, falls.
Can you catch it?
I'm too far away. It's basically at the foot of this. It's basically right in front of that little mat, basically,
Okay.
on the stairs. All right. It hits the ground with a thud. The lantern does not break,
Okay.
nor does the crossbow go off. But
Yeah.
he's definitely dead.
I join you.
All right, so you come down and join me.
Yeah.
So we can see into the next room now.
Yes.
I
Is
would
there
like you to
a
make a
coffin
perception check.
there? Hmm?
I would like you to make a perception check.
For
I would like you to make a perception check.
oh, sorry. Fine. Uh, 3.
3. All right. You don't really see much in the next room of interest, but I point out to you some of the. There are a number of tripwires in here. I point out a number of them. Some of
Well,
which
I was
have.
going to, investigate the room just so I don't trip any tripwires.
Yes, well, it's fine. And roll for investigation then.
Well, those natural 20s are gone now. So I get 15.
All right. There are a grand total of 7 tripwires set up in this room. It's basically almost like a crisscrossing pattern, almost forming a web in some
Okay.
ways that we have to get through and navigate into the next room.
All right.
There are 5 of them that you can see that have those bells attached to them.
Okay. And the others probably have something less pleasant.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, from basically our rolls, we haven't heard anything yet.
Okay. What I would like you to do,
Mhm,
because we can see to here,
mhm.
is summon Alice here.
All right. Well, I can only summon her 30 feet away.
Well, all right. If you can't summon her that far, because this room is
Yeah.
probably at least 30 by 30.
Basically, where that broken door is, I can summon her there.
All right. Summon her here,
All right. So
have
I
her
will.
walk this way,
Mhm.
and then look this way. See
All
if
right.
there's a coffin in here.
So once again, I will perceive through her senses.
Yep.
So she walks through, and ooh, perception. That's a very high number. There is indeed a coffin in the far of this room.
So down in here.
Yes. The lid is currently closed.
Well, nothing we can do with it. See if we can get through this room.
All right.
I get the feeling this is the second of his acquisitions to try and create some underlings.
So you think this is not him, but the spawn?
Possibly. I don't know. A lot of noise being made here.
Yep. So at which point I would. We need to make. This is going to be a dexterity skill challenge to cross this room with the number of tripwires.
How high?
So we need 3 successes to make it through.
Oh, 3 successes. All right.
Yep. Okay, that's an 18 on my part.
Well, my first one's somewhere in the 20s.
All right. So yep, those are both successes.
The second roll I made was a natural 1. So I'm going to re-roll that one
All right.
for another 20.
Yeah.
The third one, 14.
All right. So I'm going to roll my second one now. 12. That's even worse. All right. So you make it almost to the far of the room when
Okay.
you trip a tripwire, but I've tripped one before then.
The 14 was not high enough?
14 was not high enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Neither was the 12 or the 9 I rolled for my second and third.
Okay. Guess I should have stuck with the 1 then. Oh well.
All right. 1 second. I'm going to roll to see what type of tripwires we just tripped.
Wait, one of the last ones apparently.
All right. So 2 of the ones that we tripped had
Yeah.
bells on them. We hear them
Okay.
ring. The final one that I tripped did not.
Okay. What happened?
Well, first of all, yeah. All right. So 2 things happen simultaneously after the bells ring and I tripped the final tripwire.
Okay.
One, 1 second. I do manage to keep my feet, which is good.
Yeah.
However, the tripwire, we hear something pull and something catch. And basically, in the center of this room we're in,
Okay.
a urn, which was suspended in the ceiling, falls
Yeah.
and
Shatters and flaming
shatters
oil.
on the floor.
Sorry, what?
And shatters on the floor,
Yeah.
right, releasing a black tar-like substance.
Okay.
The second thing is we both hear is the sound of a coffin lid opening.
Okay. So this is the right one. Okay.
All right. The black tar-like substance is the first thing that catches our eye as it starts moving.
Starts moving.
Yes, it's
Okay.
it's building up into an almost like amoeboid mass, and it is starting to move towards me because I'm the closest target because I was still in the center of the room when I tripped over this one.
So what I'm gathering from this so far is we started through the room. I
Yes,
tripped a wire roughly as we were just about to
yes, you're
leave,
right there.
and
I'm
you're about
a bit. I'm
here.
right there. The ooze has formed right there in the center of the room.
Yep.
Alice is in the next room over,
Yep.
and we heard the coffin lid open.
All right.
And now is a good time to roll for initiative.
All right.
Well, that went horribly wrong.
Well, we almost made it.
All right. So, what do you have?
I have an 11. How about you?
I have a 6.
All's right with the world. What about the tar-like ooze?
1 second. All right, so you have an 11, you said, right?
Yep.
All right. So, next in the initiative order is Alice.
Oh, sorry. What is it? Alice's
8.
and the tar.
Then we have me as 6, and it has a 0.
And the would-be vampire.
It is going first. Has a 15.
But technically, the vampire is up first.
No, technically, all. It's up first.
Sorry, what?
I said no, technically at all. It's up first.
Oh. You're talking
All right.
to down. I couldn't hear you. All right. So, what is our sorceress strigoi going to do?
Well, bear in mind, neither of us can see what it's doing.
No. I am
The only
right.
one who can see relatively all is Alice, and I'm not currently occupying her senses.
No. She might scream in your ear anyway.
Yeah. So, I am going to roll perception for her as this happens.
Okay.
Alright. So, nothing overtly obvious happens.
Okay.
And we are going to be coming to you now. So,
My initiative. First thing is, I'm going to step forward to where Alice is and look this way.
alright, you can do that with your movement.
Yep.
Roll a perception check, please.
Oh, that's nice. 18.
Alright. With your light cantrip,
Yep.
the bright light that illuminates, you can see that the coffin lid is open
And I see
and
nothing.
empty. You also see Alice standing in front of you, who looks relatively confused at what's going on.
Okay, the coffin lid opened up.
Yep. No occupant from what you can tell, and you don't see anyone else really.
And I don't sense any movement or hear anything.
Well, there's movement in the other room, where I am and where the amoeboid creature is.
My attention is focused elsewhere at the moment.
In the room you were looking into, no, you see nothing.
Alright, I am going to assume that there's somebody there. I am going to cast a second level spell.
Alright, what are you casting?
Gust of Wind. And I'm going to blast it right down that hallway.
Alright. So you cast Gust of Wind.
Yep.
Alright, so remind me again the dimensions of that spell?
Well, it basically is wide enough to encompass
It's
this
a
whole
line,
area.
yeah. So it's 5 foot wide. I think it's about 60 feet long.
60 feet long, so it's going to blast while I'm right about here, so it's going to pretty much reach to almost the end here.
Yes, it will. It will also basically reach almost to the edge of the coffin.
Yes.
Alright then, so saving throw. Two saving throws being made, one of which is my cat.
Alice doesn't have to make a saving throw.
She's in the way. She's
She's beside me. I didn't do this behind her. No. I don't want to kill your cat.
well, Gust of Wind doesn't do damage.
It is if you're tiny and you're flying through the air with a gust of wind.
Alright, fine. So you're able to finagle that. So it's a strength saving, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And your spell save DC?
16.
16. Alright. See how quiet you hear something in the next room kind of give a bit of a grunt of annoyance. But nothing is blown back by your spell.
Alright, so they made the saving throw, but
Yeah.
now you hear in your
Needless to
head.
say, all of the detritus and dust that was in this room is blown back by the spell and thrown into that room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear in your head. I think it's in here, but it's invisible.
Right. Right. So that's all you have at the moment?
Concentrating on a spell,
Yep.
focusing it down that area.
Yes.
And it's Alice's turn.
Yes.
I want her to charge in and attack this thing. um,
Alice, using her own initiative, and therefore her own decision, just decides to go basically back towards the corner of the room to avoid getting hit by anything.
yeah, get out of the way.
Yeah. Alright, we come to me now.
Yes.
So I'm in the previous room.
Yep.
And there's a tar-like amoeba that is
Yep.
basically forming up and about to attack me.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, seeing how I'm up against a gelatinous threat, I'm going to see how it likes being frozen.
Alright.
Alright, so I exhale another frost breath.
Oh, wow. I'm going for a big spell.
Yep, it's quite
Right.
close to me.
Yeah.
Alright, so you hear another frost breath go off in the next room.
Yep.
As you look over towards it and it clears, there's ice covering everything the cone struck except the creature.
Oh, good God. It made a saving throw?
No, it is unaffected.
Oh, it is immune to cold?
Yes, it appears to be immune to cold.
We are sucking at this.
Yep.
All right.
Here in your head, well, that's not good.
All right.
All right. Am I going to try and move away from this thing?
Are you in melee with it?
Yes.
Come join me if you want to.
Yes. All right. I'm going to move towards you.
All right.
In which case, this thing gets an attack of opportunity.
Yep.
All right. A black tar-like pseudopod forms out of it and lashes in my direction. And rolls a 22.
God. Ah.
So that hits. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh boy. All right, so the pseudopod strikes me across the back, and as it does, not only you hear the impact, you hear a sizzling sound as it does.
Well, you're immune to poison, and you're resistant to acid.
All right, so I take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
And then, on top of that, I take 24 points of acid damage, which is halved to 12.
Wow. So you took 20 points of damage?
Yes,
That's not good.
on an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
All right. And you hear a telepathic scream in your head from me. It's like, ah!
And you're resistant. Holy crap.
Yeah.
All right. Top of the round.
No. So I move into the room.
Oh, sorry. That's right.
And now we reach the creature's turn.
Yes.
That was its attack of opportunity. Yeah, that was its reaction. Which it now gets back.
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully it's slow.
At which point we reach the one bit of good news we can give.
It's slow.
It is slow.
Good.
Because it rolled a 0 on its dexterity, and it's an ooze. There are no fast oozes.
Yeah.
In the entire game.
Yep. Okay.
It moves up 20 feet.
Okay. So it's within 10 feet of us now.
And then it uses its action to dash again.
Yep.
And move up the remaining distance.
Okay.
So it is in melee range with both of us currently.
All right. Now to the top of the round.
Now to the top of the round. At which point I think there has to be another saving throw made if I remember with Gust of Wind.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. And I'm going to see if it can. Still makes the saving throw. I would like a perception check on each of our parts. Here.
10.
10. Alright, yeah, we both make it. As the wind is continuing to blow into the room, we see movement of fabric and clothing from the ceiling. There is someone clinging to the underside of the ceiling and has a bit of cover from your gust of wind, but is still maintaining the grip. Or you see them up there. So we have an idea where they're hiding now.
Yeah, it did the same thing last time.
Yeah. Yeah, we've known from our previous example that vampires seem to be able to cling to the ceiling like spiders.
Yep.
Alright. However, it did make its saving throw against your spell.
Half move rate, though.
Yes. Which is probably going to keep it from doing too much to us in melee.
Yep.
On the other hand...
It's a spellcaster.
Yes. Alright. It releases one of the taloned hands and starts to cast a spell towards our direction, and a very familiar feeling comes over us as this spell strikes us. and it is a mental compulsion to be still.
Oh, we can't have that.
All right.
I haven't used my reaction.
No, you have not. Neither have I, technically.
I'm going to counterspell.
All right. So for the first time, you
Cast counterspell
as a reaction.
Yes.
All right. So it was a 3rd level hold person, which means you counter the spell.
Yeah, I kind of figured it would be, yes.
Yeah. It was targeting both of us.
Yeah, I kind of figured that too.
It wanted to hold us in place and let the ooze deal with us, I guess.
I suspect it would come over and have lunch.
That too, possibly.
Oh, sorry. Time of day for it would be breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. You counter the spell, which is good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It goes back to trying to cling to the underside of the roof of the ceiling, basically. Can't really maneuver very well at the moment.
Okay.
So we're gonna come to you now.
What I'm gonna do
Yeah.
is without leaving its melee distance,
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab hold of you, keep you behind me, and we're going to circle around it so that it is in the gust of wind now. And I'm gonna aim it slightly up so that our buddy clinging to the ceiling is also contained in it.
Right. I would like a dexterity check to maneuver in this manner, because this is very precise.
Well, that'll be a natural 1, so I will burn my 2nd point of luck today.
Yep.
And we have a total of 18 now.
More than enough. So you bring me behind you basically for safety, and you maneuver us, which means I don't take another attack opportunity because I'm not voluntarily leaving its melee.
Yep. So can you roll now? It's...
So should I do it now or at the start of its turn?
Oh, sorry. It's only when the spell begins. Yeah, so no, it doesn't...
It'll be at the start of its turn when it has to make the saving throw, but you have successfully maneuvered us into doing that. I'll let you do that as your bonus action if you want to. If you still want to do something else.
All right.
You're confident they're both in the spell then?
So I'm positive there's vampires here now.
Yep.
But I'm already concentrating on a spell.
Yep. The ooze is within melee range of us.
Yes.
And the vampire will basically is cleaning the ceiling and up beyond basically this little section of wall here into the next room. So if you want to aim at it, it'll have 3/4 cover.
Oh, it's over like on this side here?
Yeah, it's basically because of how you maneuver. It's behind there now.
Well, I'm not going to do that. That's fine. The things I would like to do here... well, we'll see how Gust of Wind does. I want to get these things away from us. Alright, we'll do something else.
Alright.
So I can't see him.
You can. He's got 3/4 cover. You can just barely see him.
Thought he was invisible.
I didn't say he was invisible.
Oh. In that case,
Hiding.
I will unload the wand of magic missiles into him. Six charges.
All 6. Okay then.
Yep, the whole bloody thing. Well, not the last charge.
Alright, so you're casting a 4th level magic missile.
Oh, wait
One
about
second. I'm just going to see if he can. He does recognize it.
4, 5, 6. This is a 6th level magic missile.
No, it isn't. Is it? Oh, it is.
It is.
Okay.
Is he going to try and counter it?
You hear a familiar incantation come from the other room as he is going to attempt to counterspell it because the wand lets you cast the spell.
Yes.
Okay.
This is
So,
a 6th level.
6th level magic missile. He's going to try and counter that. Alright. He gets to add that. So you bring the wand up, and as the darts are able to fly out, they all scatter into sparks as they leave the wand. He rolls a natural 19 to counter.
We are sucking today. We thought the last session was bad. This is worse.
Alright. Do you have anything else?
Nope, I've already moved. I've already used my bonus action to redirect the wind, and I triggered a wand for nothing.
That's the unfortunate thing about magic items that you cast spells. They can be countered. That is the downside of wands. And scrolls.
That's okay.
Yeah.
These things happen.
Yeah. Use his reaction. You know where he is. And we come to Alice's turn next, who I'm going to skip because as soon as we come to my turn, I am summoner.
Alright.
So Alice is out of the way, and now we come to me. Says, well, this is not going well. I say
No, we have been really ineffective so far.
Well, the good news is he used his reaction.
True.
Yes, I want to use this. Alright. I sent you. So I think we're a bit more concerned about him than this thing.
I'm concerned with both of them. That's why I have you behind me and the ooze.
Right.
Hopefully
I take
we'll
out
be blown
from
away.
my scroll case a scroll, and I unfurl it, and I read the spell off in a very familiar incantation as I cast one of the 4th level magic missile scrolls I have in there.
Oh,
And his reaction's been used.
Yeah.
So, where are all my d4s? They all got buried somehow. Five, I need one more. There we go. Alright, 6d4 plus 6 for a 4th level magic missile. Not quite as good at what yours was going to be.
Yeah, well, mine got countered, so it's going to be way better than mine.
Ooh, 3 4s. 17 plus 6 for a total of 23 points of force damage.
Alright.
So, this time, all of the blue darts shoot off like shooting stars, arc around, and are not affected by your gust of wind at all and strike true.
Yep.
And we hear a grunt of pain from the next room.
Well, 23 is a lot.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, we come to the Black Pudding's turn.
Oh, good God, it's a black pudding. Alright, roll a saving throw with this bugger.
Alright, so, strength saving throw.
Yep.
It rolls an 11.
It's pushed back 15 feet.
Yes. So, it goes flying back and splashes against the wall, which sizzles a little bit.
Yeah.
You're getting a bit of an idea just how caustic this thing is.
I felt your pain when you were screaming from that thing. I'm not resistant to
Acid, no.
acid, so I don't
So,
want to be anywhere.
move back
So-
15 feet, which means it's 15 feet from you.
Yes.
Alright, it does not have... Alright, interesting. Let's... No, alright. It uses its action... Sorry, it moves at half speed for 10 feet.
Yep.
It then uses its action to dash the remaining 5 feet to get back into melee range with you.
Yep. That's what I like to hear.
And that is all it can really do.
Alright.
So,
Vampire's turn.
yes,
Saving throw.
that is true. All right.
Well, the ooze got caught. I won't be greedy.
Alright. So, yes. Alright. There's a couple options here I can do. That will catch. How annoyed are you? No, you're still fairly good in control. Alright. It reaches a hand out towards those two targets. Let's see. We both have done things to at this point. That's me.
That's unusual.
Yeah. Basically, for all intents and purposes, a sphere of, despite which we can still see in here, is this black energy forms and blasts out towards me.
Okay. Do I recognize the spell?
Roll for that. Roll Arcana for that. Oh, I recognize that.
Somewhere above 20.
Yes, we've had this spell cast once before. You had it cast on you once before, specifically when you were a giant ape. By the Hyakuba we fought in the Manor of Mists.
Ah, okay.
This is a Blight spell. A relatively high-level necromancy spell.
Yeah.
Alright, so I recognize it. And I still have my reaction.
If you're going to counter, you counter. They only have one third-level spell slot left.
Yes, okay. It's a 4th-level spell. I will spend my last remaining 4th-level spell slot to counter it.
Alright.
So, I bring up the field of rippling blue energy, which disrupts the spell before it strikes me. We can hear sounds of frustration, both from the continued gust of wind and the fact that we keep countering this thing's spells.
Okay.
Alright. Alright, it does. It lets go.
Okay.
So it's voluntarily moves backwards in the wind. It drops down and is flung back.
Okay.
So it basically lands, but is pushed back for 15 feet by the spell.
Yep.
So it's on the floor now, but it's no longer clinging to the ceiling. Apparently that tactic wasn't working for it, so it's going to try something else.
Okay, it can still move up.
Yeah. For rules, okay, it moves to the side, basically, by the wall.
Okay.
It's still in the wind a little bit.
Oh no, this thing is wide enough to get this whole section here.
Yep. So it's your turn now.
So he has resisted my gust of wind 3 times now.
He has, yes. He also voluntarily used it to maneuver a little bit there.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to care too much for it. I mean, the gust of wind helped us with the ooze.
Yes, the black pudding.
Yeah, so...
Which is still currently in melee with you, by the way.
Yes, I could continue the gust of wind, or I can cast Dawn.
Well, which do you think is better?
I don't know, that's the problem. Gust of wind is helping with one problem that we have.
True. On the other hand, the major threat is probably the vampire.
Between the two of them, yes. Alright, I gotta stop concentrating on gust of wind.
Right.
And I am going to cast...
Gust of wind drops.
I cast Dawn.
Alright, so you create a cylinder of... within 60 feet, you create a 30-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder of bright light, which is sunlight.
Yep, and I am going to encompass the ooze and him. You said I got 60 feet, right?
No, it's the you can pick a point within 60 feet.
But 30-foot radius, right?
30-foot radius, yes.
So 60 feet. So it's basically gonna be exactly the same as the gust of wind. So it's gonna cover from here to us.
Except it's a cylinder. All right, yep. Except so it's a
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. The rest of it doesn't matter. I don't know. Does it go through walls?
Yes. So it fills the area.
Yep.
Fills basically most of this underground complex.
Yep. It's really bright in here.
It's very bright.
So they need to both make saving throws.
Yes. It's placed. Alright, so Constitution saving throws on both their parts.
I think so.
Those are both low numbers.
Finally, something that's working.
A 5th level spell.
Yeah.
Alright, the vampire has an 11.
That's a fail.
The ooze, the black pudding, has an 8.
That's even more of a fail.
Alright,
what's the damage again? I can't
so
remember.
the damage for Dawn is 4d10 radiant damage. Yep.
4d10 it is.
Yep. And has to make that saving throw if it ends its turn there.
14 points of damage.
Ah, yes. 14 points of damage. Alright, here's something we didn't know about this spell. I
What's
just
that?
saw here, which I don't know if you looked up or not.
If you fail your savings, aren't you blind?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. There's a material component for this spell that has a gold cost attached to it.
I did not know that. No, sorry. What is it?
A sunburst pendant worth at least 100 gold.
Which I did not acquire.
No. You do have the scroll for the spell, though.
I couldn't make the scroll unless I had that.
Oh, so you made it.
Yes.
Well,
Well, that damage didn't happen.
it wasn't a lot.
Yes, but it keeps them from regenerating.
So, for argument's sake, we probably should have checked that beforehand.
Yep, well, it's a 5th level spell. It's new.
Yeah. So we'll say Gust of Wind is still up, unless you're casting something else.
No. Well, I am going to cast something else. But am I going to cast something that has concentration involved is the question. This is a 10-foot ceiling in here, right?
Yep. We probably should have checked that beforehand.
Yes, because that was my major thing against the vampire, and the reason why I got it with that spell was for the vampire.
Yep. I didn't double check because, well, you did. You looked up the spell, so I assume you checked for that. Oh well.
No, I didn't apparently read all the way down to the bottom.
It's not near the bottom. Okay.
Ah, whatever.
So.
Okay, I gotta do something here.
Yes, you do. Well, unless you have lightning bolt prepared, but I don't think you do. You don't really have much else that can hit both of them, I'm afraid.
Fireball. I am going to use a bead.
Oh, okay.
And cast Fireball.
Okay, so you throw a bead of fireballs in there, mark it off.
Yep.
So, new saving throws, dexterity this time.
Can't use the 8 and the 11? That would have been fine.
No, but these are worse. So... the strigoi rolls... So the strigoi rolls a 6.
Yep.
And the black pudding rolls a 0.
Natural one or?
3 minus 3. So,
Well, it was a terrible fireball. 23 points of damage.
still damage. And unlike what I did previously, this seems to harm the ooze. So it's not immune to fire.
Maybe it's vulnerable to fire.
No.
Okay. So I'm still concentrating on
Gust of wind.
Gust of wind because there's no point in dropping it.
Yep. And your wind is fanning some flames at the moment. They're dying out.
Yeah. That's fine. That's it. You're up.
Alright. Well,
This is not going as well as I thought it would.
no. Well, I see no reason not to use... stick with what's working so far. I'm going to take out another one of my 3 4th level magic missile scrolls I prepared for the dragon fight.
Wow.
At least they're getting used now.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, clear shot of the vampire, and it looks like it's taken a fair bit of damage.
Yeah, well, 46, not including whatever it regenerates.
Alright, let's hit it with... Alright. 17 plus 6, that's another 23 points of force damage.
Seems to be the number.
Yeah. So, more darts are striking it, and we're seeing with the light that we have, which is admittedly not as bright as dawn, it's definitely taking damage. Some of those darts went through it in some places.
Alright, well, it's taking 69.
Yep. Alright. So, that is my turn.
Tar's turn.
We come to the black pudding.
Another strike saving throw.
That's a 12.
Back 15 feet.
Yep.
Is it going to do the same stupid thing all over again and come back to us?
It has an intelligence of 1. Yes, it's doing exactly that.
It's just doing the same thing.
It has an
Einstein's
intelligence of 1.
Yeah.
All right.
Top of the round, vampire.
It really only has one option.
Oh, first strength saving throw.
First strength saving throw. Natural 20.
He's not affected today.
He's not affected. He's also almost in the back of the room anyway.
What's he gonna do?
Yeah, it's going to do, well, realistically... begins to cast a spell that causes the darkness in the room to start to swirl around it. Arcana check if you want to find out what this is.
I will roll. 17.
Alright, it eludes me, but you start to realize that the shadows are swirling around it and are starting to form almost like a circular portal. It is a cast dimension door.
Well, I have 2 4th level spell slots left.
Yeah,
My reaction.
Also, I failed to notice what the spell is, so you get to go.
My reaction is to cast counter spell at 4th level.
Yep. Spell fails, much to its massive frustration.
I make a rude gesture at him.
It moves up as far as it can, 15 feet towards us, bearing its fangs. it's not happy.
I'm glad.
Your turn. It, even by corpse standard, by corpse standards, it looks pretty good. But by undead creatures we've fought before, we fought vampires before, this thing is looking like it's it's taking a lot of damage.
It's taking 69 points of damage, yes.
Yeah.
I am going to, because of tradition, unload the full ring of the ram on him.
Okay, so you're making a spell attack with +7 to hit.
Give me a good number. Oh, I'm going to use it my last point of luck.
Okay.
I want to hit him. Come on, die, don't let me down. 17.
That hits. Roll damage. 6.
Oh, 6d10?
Yes. You said you used all 3 charges, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, 6d10. This is massive overkill, by the way.
Believe it or not, it's only 27 points of damage.
Alright, so you unleash the Ring of the Ram. The spectral ram's head flies through your gust of wind, strikes the vampire that was moving up with its fangs bared towards you, that was only being hampered by your gust of wind, strikes it full in the, basically it was leaning forward with its mouth, so the ram's head goes forward, strikes its head.
Yep.
And in a slightly different way of decapitating a vampire, you blast its head clean off. At which point, it's still in your gust of wind, and its body is sent flying into the back corner of the room.
Well, it gets knocked back 15 feet from the ram and 15 feet from the wind, so...
Yeah, it's in the back corner of the room, past its coffin.
Yep.
However, you're fairly confident it's dead.
Whew.
We are not done yet.
So bad. No, I know. There's a news here.
Yeah. Of which there really isn't much change to. So, my turn.
Yep.
Well, one down.
The
Unfortunately,
important one.
it wasn't really the one that was doing much to us.
So far.
The only damage this thing has taken is from your fireball. Alright. Well, cold doesn't work out, which means magic missile is my way to go, so why not? I'm going to take out the third and final 4th level magic missile scroll I have.
Boy, we're burning through some stuff.
Yep. Well, trust me, that hurt when it hit me.
Oh, I know.
And I'm resistant to acid. So, let's see how it likes force damage. To be fair, we haven't hit this thing with force damage yet.
There are not a whole lot of things that are resistant or immune to force damage.
We've encountered one.
Yes, we did. It does not look like that suit of armor thing.
No. Alright. 22 points of force damage. One lower than my previous 2.
Yeah.
So, it does indeed get blasted with the darts of force, which tear through its gelatinous substance.
Yep.
It reforms itself, its mass, but it's taking damage. We can tell that.
Okay. Its turn.
Its turn. And I am out of magic missile scrolls.
Saving throw.
Saving throw. $14.
Sorry, how much?
14.
There we go. Rinse and repeat.
It goes back, and then it moves up again because I said it has an intelligence of 1. It is. It is not intelligent enough. So top of the round, we come to you now. By the way, you are well aware that this is taking a while. Your spell only lasts a minute, so.
Yeah, but this is not taking anywhere near that long.
This is round 6.
Yeah. Uh,
See, the issue is it's still in melee with us. Well, you
Yeah.
actually, since you're between me and it.
yeah. Well, technically, it could reach around me, but that's not here nor there.
You realistically have to save first.
Yes. Yes. It is going to eventually make that saving throw.
Quite possibly. Well, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm going to hit it with something. I need to save my last third level spell slot for us to get out of here.
Mhm.
So I guess I'm going to use up my last 4th level spell slot.
All right. And what are you casting?
And I cast Fireball at 4th level.
All right, 4th level fireball. Aiming behind it, I assume, to avoid hitting both of us.
Yeah, sounds prudent.
You could just throw a bead at another bead if you want.
I only have 2 beads left.
Yeah, I know. All right, dexterity saving throw.
Slightly better damage this time.
It rolls a
20.
6.
28 points of damage.
All right. This thing is bubbling quite a bit like the tar that it looks like. There's less of it, we noticed, than there was before. Some of it's burning away from the fireball. So
Taking 73 points of damage.
a fair bit of damage.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, got a sec.
What?
I forgot I got an extra D.
Oh, you get an extra D6.
Oh, add 2 more out of that. 75
Okay.
total damage.
It's still holding itself together, but it's having difficulty now.
Alright. That's my turn.
Now we come to me.
Yep.
Well, I'm out of 4th level magic missile scrolls, but I see no reason not to just hit it with magic missile.
It's working.
It's what I have that's working so far. Alright, I'm going to cast magic missile at 2nd level, see if we can finish this thing off. Alright. Alright, 13 points of force damage. So, as the darts
88.
leave my fingers like shooting stars, they manage to tear the 4 darts and tear holes through it, and it just sloshes onto the ground and starts to sizzle as it on the ground. And trust me, if this place wasn't already a derelict building, it probably would be pretty ruined by this. Yeah.
That, I was thinking initially, was this going to be a warm up to what we really need to do? I'm glad we got rid of, hopefully, all of our bad luck on that.
Yeah. So, as the quiet descends in here and we realize that what we've just accomplished, I think here's a good time for us to take our break.
Yes. We got to remember to not forget a couple of things that are important here at this point.
All right, so we'll be back in a few moments.
Yep.